So it is starting to get really super cold up where we are, and I went ahead and picked all the peppers. So I thought I'd take you along with me, and we're gonna make some pickled peppers for sandwiches. These are just some of the peppers that I picked. I have the rest on the table waiting to be cut and sliced. And my number one tip that I'm going to give is make sure you wear some rubber gloves. So first things first, I had to go ahead and pick the peppers out of my garden. I got quite an abundance this year. I'll put a photo in right here. The banana peppers were in abundance. The jalapenos didn't do so hot. Normally I'm used to getting a lot more than what I actually got. But I've gone ahead, gave them a quick rinse, and my setup now, just take you along with me. My setup now is I have a bowl to keep the peppers in. I have a bowl to get rid of all the seeds and everything else like that. I have a cutting board, my knife, which is right here. So I'm just using, so I have my knife, my cutting board, all that good jazz, and we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna start the process. So I'll show you how I'm cutting the peppers in just a sec, but before I begin all that, I just wanted to start off by saying it has been a minute since we've done a video and put it up on YouTube. I had to go away for work for 3 weeks, and I did a short contract at where I used to work before we moved up here, and absolutely loved every second of my time there. I miss everybody, and it was such an awesome feeling to go back, even if it was just for 3 weeks. And then we came back, or I came back, and I had a lot of catching up to do, and I just didn't have time to vlog. And it took me a minute to kind of get back into the swing of things. Not only that, but we also, the day I came back from work, we picked up a surprise. So we're gonna show you a video of that soon. And that is where we have been. And we've also made a trip out to Michigan, and we're going back to Michigan next week. So we've just had a lot on our plate, and we're trying to prep for winter. And I know I should have pulled out the camera, but I didn't. And kind of wish I did, because we did get a lot accomplished. Mike got a lot. He's got 90% of his shed done. So we'll have to show you the after, I guess, of the shed. And what else has changed? What else is new? Well, there's lots that's new. But again, I'll show you that video in the next little bit. I still have to make it, but I'm planning on making that video in the next day or two. So I have a lot of stuff out of the garden that I have to make sure is all taken care of. And we have a bunch of stuff to do. We're gonna have to skirt in the cabin. We have to order some more wood, which I think is on its way, pretty sure. And then, so we're ordering a tandem load, and we're splitting it with a nearby neighbor. And we are gonna have to cut and split all this wood ourselves. Thankfully, we have the right tools alongside with like us and the neighbor. And so we're gonna be making a video about that. We gotta make sure our well is prepped for winter. Just a bunch of stuff that'll be going on, but we'll make sure that we take you along with all of those things. So I'll bring the camera in a little bit closer so you could see what I'm doing. So right now I'm just going ahead and cutting off the ends of the pepper. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure, like I said earlier, that you're wearing gloves, because although these aren't extremely hot peppers, because you're dealing with the seeds and the pepper for a lot of time, it does burn. I've had this happen. It does burn, and it's not something that's pretty. All I'm doing is detaching the inner seed from the pepper, and then taking my knife and giving it a little swirl. And from there, I put it over the bowl and just give it another swirl. and then most of the contents come out. It's okay if there's a few seeds in the pepper, I don't mind that, because they'll either come out with the cutting or they'll just end up in the batch of pickled peppers. And then there you go. So we're all done cutting the peppers. And I say we because a little way in, my daughter Michelle came and helped me out. And thank goodness she did, because it was a tedious process to do that many peppers. But now that that's all done, it's really straightforward from here. I have my jars in the oven sterilizing. The temperature is over 200 degrees. I'm going to put my lids and the rings into some warmed hot water. I've already given them a wash. And then I'm going to put the peppers into jars and make up a brine. So that's where we're going to go. But I thought I'd show you all of the peppers that we got. So give me just 1 sec and I will put them all in one spot. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what we got. So we got this big bowl of peppers, and I mean, it's a pretty good sized bowl. We got this bowl half full, and then we got this bowl. These are all the ends that I'm going to chop up to even smaller pieces and freeze them for when I want to make Mike's favorite soup. So now I'm going to head over to the stove and we're going to make up some brine, and then we're going to put the peppers into jars and put the brine into the jars, and then it's pretty straightforward from here. So I'll take you over to the stove, meet you there. I'm going to add 6 cups, excuse me, of white vinegar, 3 cups of water, 2, then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of salt, and I usually add garlic cloves, but I can't seem to find it, so I'm going to use what I have, and I'm going to just add in a smidge of garlic powder. 1½ tablespoons of pickling spice. All I'm gonna do from here is let this heat up. I'll go over and fill the jars with peppers, and then you add this to your brine to the pickled peppers. So hopefully this is enough of the brine. If not, I'll have to make a little bit more. Once the salt dissolves, it'll be a little bit more clear. It's because I used pink Himalayan salt. So we'll just let this kind of mesh together, and we're going to get the jars out of the oven now. So as I was filming, canning these 2 jars here, my battery pack died. So I'm just going to pick up and start all over again with what I'm doing as far as processing these. I'm not going to water bath them. They are sterilized jars. They are hot. The brine is hot. Everything is good to go. So I'm not going to water bath them or anything. I'm just going to stuff as many peppers as I can, because I don't think I have enough jars out, which means I'll probably just end up cutting them and using them for freezing. I don't even know if I have enough brine, but we will see. Now this is something that can take all day, and you don't necessarily see the fruits of your labor until, I like seeing it as soon, or I see it as soon as I have my jars kind of all done up and realize it was worth all of the cutting and the tedious work. So one thing you want to make sure you do, especially with like pickling stuff, is make sure that the brine is right up to the top. You want it overflowing almost. Okay. And then I will go ahead and grab, oh, I gotta wipe my lid first. Ugh, this one pepper. It's overflowing a little bit, but that's okay. Just give my jar a wipe and then turn upside down. And voila. These are amazing sandwich pickles. They won't be ready for at least a couple of weeks. I like to let them sit just a little bit longer, but I am going to tip them upside down so that their seals will seal. And we'll see you guys sooner this time, or next time, I promise. Take care.